Summer of Seal presentation. My name is Dylan, you just saw Moana, and this very handsome seal is Nelson. They are two of 7 seals we look after here at Seal Island. They all belong to what we call the Otaridae, or the Indian seal family group. They get that name due to those little ear flaps on the sides of their heads. In terms of the species we care for, we look after 3 fur seal species, some Antarctic, a long-nosed, an Australian fur seal, as well as the endangered Australian sea lion. Now, of course, they've all got those ears. They also have some very large front flippers and some smaller rear flippers. Hey Nelson, come and look at your flippers. Very adorable. Now these large front flippers, after swimming through the water, they can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. Smaller rear flippers are used more for steering through the corners. On their rear flippers, they've got nails that are used to scratch and groom their third bone, and all of the seals have got a tiny tail back there as well. Well, Nelson, speaking of you moving through the water, I'm going to come over to this side of the rockwork. And then, guys, let's have a look at Nelson as he quickly dives through the water here at Sea Life Sunshine Coast. Amazing! Now these seals are mammals like we are, so they need to breathe the air. Every time Nelson leaves out of the water, he's actually taking a very big breath of air in so he can continue on his way. These animals are incredibly agile, darting through the water at speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. They also have a pretty flexible backbone that allows them to change directions very quickly. In fact, let's have a look. Well done there, Nelson. That's pretty impressive. But what really sets eared seals apart is their ability to walk, run, and climb across the land. That's due to a strong and flexible hip joint. In fact, Nelson can even stand up on that hip joint and climb all the way up to the top. These guys are so fast up on land, they can outrun us over a short distance. So we should never approach a wild seal we ever get to spot. Tell you what though, Nelson, you have been a great help at the start of this presentation, but it's time to say a big goodbye. I'm going to borrow the microphone. I even got a whisker up my nose from that one. Thank you very much. Alright, now let me get down these last pieces of food, and we're going to see you later on. Okay, now, for everybody that was very close-eyed and watching me very carefully, you might have been able to work out how we communicate with our seals. For everyone who didn't work it out, we use a lot of body movements to communicate with our seals, asking them for the different behaviours they know about here in our main exhibits. So dropping of our hands, how we walk across the rockwork. But with our next seal, who is Groucho, he is sadly losing his vision due to cataracts growing in his eyes. Groucho is booked in for surgery mid-next year during our cooler months of the year. So, we as trainers are spending a lot of time changing how we communicate with Groucho. Not only are we using how we move across the rockwork, but also where we touch with Groucho and the words that we use. So, as an example, if I brush the front of his flipper, I can ask Groucho to wait below as opposed to just dropping my right hand down by my side. Another thing I could do is ask him water along with cooking into the water so that Groucho doesn't have to completely rely on his eyesight. He can also rely on his hearing and his sense of touch. Now with Groucho, we actually need a very brave volunteer from the audience. Someone who doesn't mind getting a little bit fishy, target, and who would like to come out here and meet Groucho in person. Sarah, do you have someone in mind? Let's give her a very big round of applause. Target. Now while we're waiting for her to come out here and join me out here on the rockwork, what we're going to do now is complete a daily physical exam. Every single day, we spend a lot of time training our seals, and a lot of the training with our animals goes into what we call their medical or their husbandry behaviours. These allow us to care for seals, and all of the seals that live here at Sea Life Sunshine Coast. This includes providing Groucho with his daily eye drops, designed to help slow the growth of his cataracts he has developing. So have a look. We're going to run through some of those behaviours now. Let's go, Grouch. Let's come on over here. Now we were just talking to Abby about some of those behaviours that we do teach our seals. Now it's really this ability to work with our seals that allow us to care for them and allow them to live longer in human care than they do out in the wild. Now thanks so much for joining us out here, Abby. We're actually going to give Groucho some pats. So do you want to touch him on his chest? And how does he feel? Wet? Yeah, he's definitely wet. Is he soft? Yeah, he's definitely soft as well. Now Groucho's a fur seal, so he's actually got the second densest fur coat in the animal kingdom, second to the sea otter. And he's got 2 dense layers of fur. So Abby, if you brush his fur coat upwards, I'll get you to brush up his chest fur and you do over his back, give Groucho a bit of a hairdo. You guys can actually see just how furry Groucho is. That double layered fur coat covers all over his body, apart from the tip of his nose, and his really big flippers. So you can see here, this is actually his skin. Do you want to touch there? Feel different? Definitely does, hey? So seals actually use their flippers to regulate their body temperature. They can't sweat like we do. Instead, they can pump warm blood into those flippers. Because they don't have very much fur on them and not a lot of blubber, the blood inside of those flippers will cool down faster than the blood inside of their body. Alright, Abby, thanks so much for your help. Before you head off though, do you want to give Grouch a pat? We've got our photographer, Michaela, over there. She's going to take your photograph at the same time. Amazing. And then one final thing, can you wave to all the people out there? Let's give her a big round of applause. Very brave for you. Thank you so much for all of your help as well with your daily physical check and also getting Abby to pat you. Now, those are just a couple of Groucho's medical behaviours. Let's run through another one. Now this is a pretty scary place to look. You can imagine just how big their teeth are, but through the use of training, we can actually teach our seals to open up their mouth. Open. Now I can have a good look at all of those teeth, check out his gums, tickle his tongue. Good. Hands up, who brushes their teeth? Hopefully everybody. Well, we even brush Groucho's teeth a couple of times a week, and that's going to help protect those teeth from pipe buildup, prevent gum disease. And as I mentioned before, it's this ability to work with these amazing animals that allow them to live longer in human care than they will out in the wild. Well, Groucho, it is time to say a very big goodbye from you. Do you want to borrow the microphone? That's a very big seal goodbye from Groucho. See you later, Groucho. Well, I hope you guys learned a little bit more about how we communicate with our seals. It's really easy to see when we pop it out, and you guys are aware and look really carefully. And it's really easy with Groucho because you can also hear the words that correspond with different behaviours that you guys know. Alright, last up, I would love you all to meet one of our smaller seals. Now, Grouch is over 180 kilos. The one on her way out is just 31. She's a long-nosed fur seal, so she is a different species, and she's a female as well. We do house a male who has been resting up in our secondary exhibit. His name is Sly. Now, Moana was found on a beach in the mid-New South Wales coast with a very serious injury to her left eye that left her partially blind. This is why she needed a home in human care. She came up to us here at Sea Life. Now, Moana and I, we've been working together quite closely over the last couple of years, and most recently we've actually been working on an impersonation of one of her natural predators. Let's have a look at Moana. Now, Moana is the cutest and the furriest shark I have ever seen. And it's sharks and orcas that are these seals' natural predators. But we do have to remember that sharks and orcas play very important roles in our marine ecosystems and they deserve our protection just as much as seals do out there as well. Now you might be wondering, well, what other threats do these beautiful animals face? And sadly, they're all human related. Fishing impacts in their territories and also marine pollution. And what a lot of people forget is that most of the rubbish that is in our oceans does start up on land. Whenever it rains and storms, rubbish that we leave lying around, it's going to wash down through storm water drains, and these release into rivers that make their way out to our oceans. Seals and a lot of marine wildlife are very inquisitive as well, so if they come across any rubbish, they'll often play with it, become entangled, or even swallow it to stay easy for food. So, we can help by following Moana's examples. Anytime you come across any rubbish, pick it up, check to see if you can recycle it, pop it in the right bin. I reckon if we can teach a long-nosed fur seal how to pop some rubbish in the bin, we can all do the same. Let's work together to look after not only seals, but all of our marine wildlife for many years to come. Now this does bring an end to our seal presentation, but stay seated, our seals are going to give their final goodbye. Thanks so much guys, enjoy the rest of your day here at Sea Life.